Hey you guys. I'm just posting this to Facebook Live, so it's gonna be a second.
Just leave?
Sorry if you can hear them in the background. They're playing Fortnite as per usual. I feel like I can't say that enough, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can get started. So for those of you who've been around for a bit, you know that I'm working on a action pose for a few of the main characters. I'm redoing an old photo that was actually really bad. Let me get it pulled up. Well, it wasn't like terrible, but it definitely needed a lot of work. So this is the original. Obviously there's a lot wrong with this. The magic is very lacking in the background. It's just kind of flat and like a circle basically, and some rings or whatever. His pose is pretty flat. She's like holding her harp weird and stuff, but now this is what I'm redoing it as. Taking each character and going in. Okay, let me see if I can find out. So I'm just playing with the colors right now to get like a nice contrast going and to make it feel like it's blurry and in motion, but this is what I'm working on, and I'll hide my camera so you can see. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Ares magic still needs some work, but we'll get to that in a bit. And then now I'm working on Siva, getting him to the front of this whole duet. What's after a duet? I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh my god. Triplet? For music? Lakasha! How are you? Soda and alcohol? This is like gonna be the best stream ever. Oh my god. Okay. I'm an alcoholic. Y'all, my dad messaged me the other day asking for paint advice for a painting he was working on. I thought it was the cutest thing because I don't think he's ever asked me for like help with anything like that before. I was like, yes! He basically asked me like what I recommended for colors. For like a color scheme or a color palette. And like, I didn't just like tell him what colors I wanted, I told him why I was picking them, and I went off this long tangent of like color theory, like as if I was streaming. It was the funniest thing. Cheers. Yes, cheers. Okay, let's get started. So, I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different today than what I would typically be doing. This is like really important to me. So one of the things that I'm trying to do right now is challenge the way that I've been doing poses and whatnot. You can see like I've gotten definitely a lot better. Like it definitely looks like there's some motion in this pose compared to the original. Like if we look at this, this is very flat filling. So I'm trying as much as I can to like guess and to just kind of like I did a lot of when I made this pose I was like doing a lot of like trying to turn around and like put my hand up to make it feel like I was like trying to understand like what happens exactly when you're like swinging your body around to do something like that and how your like leg plays I can't talk, your leg plays catch up with the one that's in the front and stuff. But now that I kind of have that understanding and I've kind of picked the pose that I want, I actually want to go in and take a doll and compare them to each other. And this is really important because you want to make sure that you're doing things right. And as much as you try to practice on your own, sometimes you do need adjustments. And that's kind of what this is all about, is adjusting and really training myself to do better. So let me get that design doll up and we can see like the different options that I had for it, what I thought had the most motion in it. Where is it? I'm so sorry if you can hear them in the background, they're playing Fortnite. Okay, so what I did basically, you can do this if you're like ever struggling, you can go online and find a design doll and you can actually pose it and change the dimensions of like the body and everything, and you can pose it however you want to kind of get an idea of a pose. And so I actually had a lot of different ways that, oops, I can close out of that. I had a lot of different ways that I wanted to do this pose. So there were a few different things, and I think I might actually redo this because this was what I initially started with, right? So basically he's like swinging his arm around and his leg is also like leading with his arm, and then the ones in the back are trying to play catch up and like swinging around to meet up with the leg that's leading. But this doesn't really feel like the absolute amount of like movement. When you're usually when you're drawing something, you don't want to just like, for example, if you're trying to draw someone like hitting a baseball, you wouldn't like you wouldn't just like have them with their hand at the beginning of the pose where they, you know, have the bat in their hand like at the side. You wouldn't do that, right? You would want the full effect of them like hitting the ball right as it's happening. And so this pose doesn't really feel like the full effect that I was going for. I was more so hoping for, I think, something like this, because what this feels like is he's just had both of his feet down. This foot came forward, so this foot led with this hand right here. Wherever this hand is pointing, this leg is gonna follow. And then this leg in the back is just now coming up to swing up and like balance and turn. So the rest of his body is all like playing catch up right now with this hand right here. With that in mind, I feel like this is like the best, more so than this one, because there's not a lot of curve in his body. It doesn't really feel like he's like twisting. It kind of just feels like he's like, you know, doing a light step and bringing his leg in and stuff. And there's nothing really wrong with that. It just depends on what you're going for. But for Siva, I wanted it to really feel like he was like frantically trying to do something. So this one has more like more depth and more motion to it. So basically my goal is to redo it, and I had to compare these dolls to each other so that you can kind of see where I messed up, even if, let's not do that one, where is it? So we can just compare the dolls to each other so you can see what I did right and what I did wrong. And they're like roughly the same size. I think Siva's a little bit smaller, and that's okay. But basically, if we were to just like compare side by side, if I can get it to work. And Siva's a lot shorter. Another thing that you'll notice automatically is his foot is like more turned this way, and this is a problem of my own, and the reason that that's a problem is because I tend to have trouble with perspective drawings. So anything where something is coming towards the camera instead of at an angle is very hard for me to draw, and so I always like try to make up for it by like changing the direction of something, and that's no good. I want it to really feel like he's like turning. The other thing that I noticed is like his upper body is like super short, So this is like really short and tiny compared to like look how long his legs are. So that was kind of like no good. One thing that I did change was in this model, the character has super like big thigh muscles. And I guess that's okay if you have that kind of like muscle build or whatever, but Siva has been like training all of his life to be like a stealthy or like quick type of assassin, so I don't think that he's gonna have like a lot of muscle. He's gonna be more on the lean side. So I did thin him out a bit. That's something you'll notice. But now that we kind of have compared them, basically I will be able to remake this and do something better. So I'm just gonna quickly do that real fast. And we're gonna do it with the other pose. I'm gonna open up this one because I feel like this one definitely has like the full effect of him like frantically turning to stop whatever's like oncoming or summon something to prevent oncomers from attacking. Whereas this one's just kind of like no, it's just such a light like pose. It looks, I don't know, it's like hold my purse while I take care of these people. And it's just not working for me. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on working on this. What I like to do is take my reference pictures and put them on a reference folder all together so that they're just all right there, and I save them in the same file as whatever project I'm working on that they're related to. So I'm gonna go ahead and save these all the way down in Siva's folder. Siva body study. Okay, reference dolls. Okay, there we go. Like a bowl of oatmeal he is? What? Okay, so basically the way that we typically do it is like anything with concept art, you just take the progress that you've made. Oh, what is this and why is it not working? What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, anyways, basically with concept art, you basically just take all the work that you've made, so this is the pose, right? And then you copy it, and then you just drag it to the side, and you make subtle changes until it's something that actually like looks good, and then you compare them to the very first one that you started with. So that's all we're gonna do. The first thing before I get started is I'm actually just gonna bring his body up a bit. As we compare them to each other, we can already tell like his body's not really right. So the first thing I want to do, like I said, is come in on his, what is that? I'm gonna get rid of that. Come in here on his body. And we're gonna bring that foot forward. And when you're dealing with perspective, you can't be afraid to make really weird shapes to achieve the perspective that you want. And I know that's a really hard thing for a lot of beginners. It's hard for me even to this day because you want to think of it as a foot, and so you want to draw it as a foot, but really right now what we're looking at like is not at all like, it's just this weird like full like, I don't even know what you would call that honestly, but trapezoidal thing with some bumps in it, and then like, and then that looks like a leg definitely because it's not really distorted. But so when you're like doing perspective, you have to think of things as less of what they truly are and think of it more of like how it's coming up in the picture and what angle you're looking at it from. And I'm gonna add a really dark shadow on this part of the foot. There, we'll do something like that for now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna drag that out because your foot does kind of curve in and then it goes around and out to the front toes. So something like this could work. The other thing that I want to do is I want to kind of bring his butt up a little bit, just a little bit, and then I want to lengthen and bring up his upper body. That's really important to me right now. We're gonna hide that because it's not really that important. basically the only way that I'm really gonna be able to fix this is if I take this. Trying to think of how I want to do this. Yeah, I'll just hide this for now. That's not really important. Basically, I'm gonna go in and take all of like his face and everybody, and we're just gonna make it a little bit bigger than what it was before. Just a little bit. So edit, cut, edit, paste, and we're just gonna drag that up. Basically, we're gonna keep the other parts the same, but we're gonna drag that one out and up. So right about here, because he's pretty tall and I want this to be accurate. Your body does have a ratio of how it fits together, and if you have like, you know, a really long... Don't you touch my cake. What to eat my cake? BRB, so nobody eats my cake. He's trying to steal my stuff! BRB.
Crash through the mountain top. You're the fire inside. Light in the night sky. Go higher and higher. You leave it all behind. You leave it all behind.
I want to give you guys that satisfying crunch. I don't even know, it's so soft and like crunchy, but like...
Blind in the moonlight. Erupting desire.
He was trying to steal my food, so I had to like eat it really fast. BRB.
Echo the storm inside. Echo the storm inside. Echo the storm inside.
The only thing about it is like I basically have chocolate cake all over my face. But it's so delicious. Okay, so we're gonna keep working on this. Sorry, I had to mark my territory and make sure that nobody took my cake. Okay, let's see. God, that is so good. You guys, everybody go to their local Domino's and buy a chocolate lava cake. It's the greatest thing.
Take a breath, I can feel it now.
Okay, we're gonna keep on going with this. Basically, we're just adjusting his body to make sure that it is more accurate and proportional. And it doesn't have to be completely perfect and exactly like the doll bit. I did want to just fix a few things that were definitely very wrong with this character's body. The other thing I want to do is fix his chest, because I'm pretty concerned about the angle of which I have made his outfit. Basically, what I'm concerned about is if we like go up here and compare his outfit to his chest right here. If Siva was wearing, what is this? It looks like kind of like a kimono, you know? It like crosses over and then it goes under like that. If he was wearing that and he was at this angle, I don't think that it would be like that horizontal. I feel like it would be more like that. Like we wouldn't even be able to really see much of it. Hi Mala, how are you? If you guys see me responding to people and you're like probably wondering why I'm talking to myself, it's just because I'm streaming on a multi-stream site, so a lot of people are going to be talking to me from different websites. I'm not crazy. But yeah, we're gonna go in and fix the upper body, because I think that I'm pretty positive that I have that wrong. But before we do that, I think first I want to fix something else about his upper body that's really bothering me, which is okay, this is the old one. We're gonna hide that for a second. Let's compare it to the other one. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on working with the other one for now. We're just going to keep working with this because I might like the end result more. I don't know. Well, anyways, but yeah. So we're just gonna keep working with this. I'm going to actually bring his face forward a lot, because right now his face has a really harsh like tilt to the side, and it does have a tilt in the doll. The doll is more accurate of a reference because we're dealing with something that's like actual proportionate, and my drawing is more of like a guesstimate. I'm gonna go in and fix his we're going to straighten it up a lot.
Take a breath, I can feel it now.
And we're also going to bring it out. We really want it to feel, the reason that we're bringing it more that way is, one, that's pretty accurate with like the center of his body, but two, it also makes it feel like there's a lot more like mass over on this side, whereas if his face was the way that it was before, it would feel like his face just goes and slopes down into his like back, and there is no like, you know, arm right here, no shoulders or anything like that, and that kind of makes it feel weird. So we're gonna keep that. The other thing that I want to do is fix the angle at which his neck is bending. And then we're also going to fix his back arm so that it's accurate. We really want it to feel like he's turning. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take his collar and pull it up and center it more. So this needs to go up. This also needs to go up. we're also going to add a lot of like shadow under here just so we kind of get the idea that he's got a lot of mess right there. We're also gonna add a back highlight going on the outer side of his body right here. Just to make it look like his muscles are actually like kind of there and existent. I promise they're alive, sort of. Is that how that works? And bring that highlight up over here. And the reason that we're bringing the highlight out is not just because we're copying the reference, but also because if I leave the highlight like that and it goes straight down into the like groin area, it makes him look like he's very like two-dimensional. So if you bring the highlight out and bring it out like right about here, it kind of actually makes his like he's more than just, I don't know how to explain it, like he's not so slim and one-dimensional. It makes him actually feel like he's like got depth to him. So that's kind of important. We're also going to kind of bring his muscle on his leg out a little bit, so it's going to come out right about there.
Take a breath, I can feel it now.
And we are going to bring his muscles out a little bit more on his leg.
Shining out in the words where I won't be found. Take a breath, I can feel it now.
Like that.
Raise my head, I'm not looking down.
And already, like if we compare them to each other, I already see a noticeable difference. And that's really important. What's oh, Mod Heavy. Hey Nicole, how are you? Sister. Sister. I might be drinking tonight, just so you guys know. This is not a PG-13 stream. Don't watch me, BRB real quick. I just want you guys to take a moment to appreciate that my soda, says Christine, and not Lisa. How painful. Why is Facebook stream OP? McMander Huge, how are you? Okay, so let's go in and just kind of work on his face a bit because it's got some issues. The first issue that I'm noticing is if we go and look at the doll over here, you will notice that his neck goes up into his face, right? And then his face, his jaw comes out right here, and then we see his ear all the way. So if like his neck were to continue in a line, this is kind of where it would be. This is how far out the face is coming. But on mine, the neck goes up and the ear is like all the way over here and the jaw's over here, and it just is bad. That's so bad. That is so bad. This is why we are allowed to like look at our work and make fun of it, because you're not gonna get better unless you can take the time to like laugh at it and know that you're doing something wrong. People who think that they're right all the time are going to have a harder time improving because they're not going to be able to accept the fact that sometimes you just don't do things right. And that's okay. I want to change my music.
Everything is shining out.
I mean, I follow it.
Should we unmod Pakasha? No, I'm not unmodding that. You guys better be nice. You're actually great. Why? Did something special happen? Is it because I'm streaming? I'm just kidding. That joke good. I'm sorry if you can hear them in the background. What happened? What's so special? Tell me! I have to know! So we started. That was gonna be ridiculous, but I will try to be a normal person. Okay, so we're just gonna look and compare basically to the old one, and already we're seeing a much more noticeable and better difference. This one, he has a much shorter upper body compared to his legs. His legs are very big. This one, his upper body is kind of a little bit more even. I'm gonna thin it out just a little bit again, but basically, like, yeah, that looks a lot better already. His face looks definitely new job. Cannot confirm or deny anything special. You also have cake? How are you? All my Picardo people represent. Yeah, I don't think any of us have done anything arcade in forever, thank God. I don't know, sometimes I still miss it, I'm not gonna lie, but... I'm sorry if you can hear him in the background. Okay, the other thing that I want to do is I actually want to go in and kind of, bring his face up a little bit. What I mean by that is just making it look like it's not so down like this. I want it to kind of be a little bit straighter. So I'm just going to take it and copy and paste it. And I'm just going to drag it up. That's it. Why did it do that? Edit, copy, edit, paste, select clear, and then drag it up. So all we're going to do, we're just going to drag it up. That's gonna feel a little better already. Yeah. That's much better. The next thing that I want to do is just make it very apparent on his body that the muscles are bending out this way and not in this way. Because I kind of got like no definition or anything here, and I just want to fix that really quick. Just add some kind of something, like some kind of shading. It doesn't really have to be anything special, but anything to kind of just make that feel a little bit better. And it looks like his chest goes all the way up. Like, I really underdid this. I was really afraid of screwing it up, and when you're afraid of screwing something up, you just tend to screw it up even more. Do you guys ever have that happen to you? Because that seems to be my thing.
I dropped one.
Feeling alive again. The doors had started closing. We touched.
Don't mean to brag or anything, but This is funny. Aww, Amanda, you remember that? God, that was so long ago. So much has changed since then. I haven't moved on from anime though. Clearly. Have you been, Amanda? So if you guys see me responding to people and you can't really see like what I'm laughing about, it's because I'm on a multi-stream site. I'm not crazy. I'm not talking to myself. I'm just talking to multiple people from different websites. How's being a mom? I bet that's crazy. Did he just really like the bird centerless? That's so funny. You cannot control me in the stream. Unless you all buy me some alcohol. I'm just kidding. Bad joke, bad. Okay, let's get serious. So, when I started making Siva, I heard the song and it reminds me of him, and I always wanted to nickname him Sleepwalker Siva because that's what the song is called, Sleepwalker. It's a trap. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would have no energy all the time. I would, like, I barely even get up in the middle of the night for myself when I'm hungry and starving and dying of thirst. Like, having a kid, I don't think I would be able to do it. I would just sleep through it. I'm doing the world a favor by not being a parent.
Did you come to say goodbye?
I hear it's like that, like you don't like kids until you have your own, and then it's a completely different story. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is actually make this bigger and draw it out more. Because it's kind of a mess and not right. So we're just gonna literally copy and paste it. And drag it in and make it bigger. Because that's how Dante's mom likes it. Can we all take a moment to type in chat hashtag Dante's mother? Please? Just go ahead and type it. Hashtag Dante's mother. Aww. I don't even like her so love them. That's how I feel about myself. I'm just being stupid right now. I'm in a good mood. It's been a while since I've streamed. It's been way too freaking hot and other things have been going on, but now I'm back on track. Till it gets hot again. It's so horrible streaming in the summertime. You guys Oh, the Grander did it! Yes, Valky did it! You guys typed it! This makes me so happy. I know you could clip it and show your mom and she'd be like, that'll probably be the best I ever had. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink. Cheers. I'll stop. Okay, we're gonna continue. We're getting sidetracked. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Oh hey, we got a follow! Tumtillion! That's a cute name. I'm throwing up my gang signs. You are welcome. Here. Yes, I literally just rubbed a Coke from the bottle. I'm too lazy to grab a drink. BRB real quick. Briar, how are you today? What's up? Yes, I know. This is the glass. See here. I'm waiting for bottles. Yes! I'm too lazy to go grab a glass, and then also, like, I'm the only one that's drinking this, so. It's my baby. Totally not alcoholics. Okay, so I'll continue working on this. I'm just having funsies, you guys. Okay, I'll stop. I want to change the song. I don't know why they keep like going on repeat, and I'm not like doing anything. Okay, we'll do this song.
I feel an aching when you step into my body, in my mind.
This is a good song. I'm gonna get serious. I'm sorry if you can hear still in the background, but we're just gonna continue working on. I won't say anything. Selfish lovers.
We all need someone. Who are we to call each other? Selfish lovers. We all need someone to.
I'm not trying to make his hands look perfect right now. I just want to get the general like gist of where they're supposed to be like going, and the things that they're supposed to be doing. I have so many jokes I could make, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna focus. I can do this. Okay, so just the general idea of like where his hands are going basically. It's not gonna be anything like too special. Broly is canon? Broly?
Oh. Got it.
Asuka and Tosha? I don't understand. Martin! How are you? What's up? I can see you guys joining. Throwing up my gang signs.
together as the world goes by.
Anybody would know what basketball courts are?
We'll go on forever. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes.
Let's get a reference of like a magic picture or something, just something for reference, like that's not just a doll and not just a character that I do, something somebody else does. And I can't ever stress this enough, you guys, but if there's something that you're struggling, try to draw it yourself and then draw it again, but compare it to something else or somebody else who's actually professional with like the same pose or whatever it is that you're trying to do. That way you can compare and contrast and see like the differences, because that's what's going to challenge you to get better. You're going to see everything that you did wrong and you're going to know how to change it, and then the next time that you ever run into that issue, you'll be more prepared to do it right the first time around. And that's how you do it, basically. That's how I've gotten better, is I use a lot of references and I study a lot. Nothing good comes without a lot of practice.
Lava.
Sorry if you can hear them in the background. They're playing Fortnite. Trying to find a reference.
Lava. Cute lava. Somebody here. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, yeah. Jump, what? He's by the gas station? I guess. Yep. Yeah. Never mind.
Trying to find a good reference.
I'm the llama master. Yeah, the specialist.
Look into my eyes.
That's fun. Yeah, this.
Windows to the soul. Look into my eyes. Eyes on you. There is no surprise. Because love is plain to see.
Like, if I jump on one of those portals,
Look into
or
my
these spikes.
This is makes me want to dance. Okay, so I have a few different references that I just want to use to make sure that I've got this. Look at that angry scowl. Okay, so we're gonna go up and fix his face because he really needs a good like face fix. Yes. Sorry if you can hear them in the background.
Okay, I've got Nami. Junk. Justin has one. I wish you did that one earlier.
So right now it kind of looks like he's smirking. This is one of the biggest things that I stress to people who are like new to drawing, is a lot of beginner artists, when they go in to draw the mouth, usually they always focus mostly like on making a smile or making a frown using the you know, the line in the middle, right? The like black line that says someone's happy or sad. And it's kind of about that, but it's actually really not. The face, like the lips, are actually way more about what way that you point the corner than it is about anything else, and how you shape the corners of it. And if you, the way that you shape it can completely change the feeling of the look, just to make it look like they're smirking, way more than drawing the lines like in the middle could do anything. So this is like my favorite thing about like drawing lips and stuff, is that they're just so subtle about like the way that they work. It's something I can't stress enough. I love lips so much. Sometimes they can be hard to draw. Even I like have a lot of trouble with them, depending on like what the pose is. But like, God, when they're done right, it's like the most satisfying thing ever. Hero Forge? I've never heard about that. Cheers! Whew. Yes, you guys have such great manners. I'm like this one trying to eat my lava cake. I would kill anybody who touches my food. I freaking love this song. I don't know if you guys can tell because I'm like playing it on repeat, but like I freaking love it, okay?
Oh, okay. Bro, don't say that shit.
Bro. Broski. I have to sneeze. It's gonna happen, I don't know. My nose.
Oh shit! Fuck this game, man.
We're gonna add some light underneath the eyeball, and the reason for this is because we want it to look like he's looking up at whoever is advancing on them, and he has to, you know, raise his spells and summon creatures to stop them. So there is going to be, like, when you're looking up at somebody, your eyes are not level and center, like, in your eyeball socket. They, you know, move or whatever. So they're kind of rolled up, looking at whoever's, like, oncoming, basically. Okay, so we're just going to take this. This is obviously only the beginning. This isn't anything right now. But I do want to compare this to what we had before. So let's just take a moment to compare and contrast these. I'm going to hide my picture so we can see the difference. Because you'll notice already, like, a really strong difference. So this one has, you know, a smaller upper body and a head that, like, goes, like, the neck goes up into, like, the ear or whatever, but in this one we changed it so that the neck goes up into the jaw right here and then the ear, so that looks better already. We also raised up this, like, area right here and pushed it up more, so now it's up here instead of down here. The other thing that you'll notice is we obviously thickened his legs up because I did make them a little bit too skinny. So we just made these a little bit wider here and here. The other thing you'll notice is his foot is coming out to the left, whereas this one's actually coming, like, out towards us, sort of, in this direction. If we just compare their expressions, this one is more like he looks like he's kind of, I don't know, like, in pain. This one is, like, more determined. So you can already tell the difference, and the reason that it looks more determined as opposed to the left one is the way that we have changed his micro expressions. The first thing that we did was we brought his whole entire face up, like, away from the chin. So the other one, look how close, like, his chin is away from the bottom of his mouth. So his face was really low, right? And so we took it and we actually brought it up. So there's a lot more room right here. And then we also made his eyes, like, actually look like they're squeezing, like, kind of like grimacing or whatever. This one, they're just kind of flat eyes. It looks like something like a flat anime picture because there's no expression in the actual, like, there's an expression in the eyebrows. The eyebrows are squinting, but the actual eyeball itself, like, the muscles around the eyes aren't doing anything. So we go over here and we kind of look at it. We see, like, oh, there's even, like, a bit of a squint right here and right here. It also looks like the viewer is looking up at something, or, like, even towards us, kind of, sort of, or whatever is, like, in his path. The other thing that we changed was he doesn't look like he's, like, yelling. He looks, this one, he's more like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, he actually kind of looks a little pissed or determined, and that's really important. Micro expressions really make a difference in the character that you're working with. So we're gonna stick with this for now. But yeah, we're just gonna keep working with this. I'll get my camera back on after I take a drink. I totally do not have a problem.
Look into my eyes.
Have you guys ever tried the chocolate cakes from Domino's? Because they are fucking divine. I can't, there's no other way to say it. They are just absolutely fucking divine. Look into my eyes.
Trying to rush it? Trying to rush it?
Look into my eyes.
Trying to rush it still?
Okay, here we go. Oops, I accidentally muted myself. Whoops. Okay, so let's keep working on it. And this is again concentrate, so we're going to take the progress that we have, copy and paste it, and pull it to the right. That way, whatever it is that we end up making changes to this, we can compare it to the one before it and compare it to the one even before that. That's the whole point of concept art, is to see what all your different options are without getting too detailed. You don't want to worry about like the details and making it perfect. You're always worried about getting the general idea of the pose out there. So we're just going to come in here and we're going to work on his upper body because I think it needs a lot of work. Actually, you know what? First we'll work on his face. Yeah. Who's in charge of the music? Me! I am. I can change it if you don't like it. Here, we'll go to like... Let's see. We'll do like PvP music. How about that? I tend to have this habit where like if I'm drawing something and I think that a song like fits the mood of whatever it is that I'm drawing, I tend to listen to it on repeat. So that's why I do that. But yeah, you can definitely casually suggest music.
Cool, I have no more mats. There, below you. Coming out of the storm. Right there, I'm shooting at him. There we go. Yeah, roll.
Okay, I'll link that, or I'll pull it up after that song, the song. Bleh. was a gift. I don't know why you're mad about it. How was it? I didn't buy it. It's my fucking chocolate cake. Don't touch it. He's like laughing like it's cute. Don't fucking touch my food.
Drop the first location, bro. What? Hey, I sacrificed with one, right? What do you mean? That's what you said the last 2 times. You live. No, you see difference. Disconnected. Oh yeah, you did. You died. And then you disconnected. You try to be a hero. Say it. You won that game. That shitter would have won. Shit, help. On the roof. Run, turn around. Oh, you're all dead.
Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I actually want to bring his mouth in just a little bit and also bring his like upper lip down a tiny bit. If he's going to be scowling and not yelling, then there's not going to be as harsh of like an open mouth, obviously. I would hope that that's obvious if you're doing something and you're doing a certain expression. But anyways, yeah, so we're just going to go in and add teeth to the lower layer. No. I thought I would try it, but I don't like it. So we're gonna add teeth to the lower layer, but we're not gonna do it like overly prominently or high. We're gonna leave that like black line in the middle so that you can see through the teeth. I want it to be apparent that there is like a little bit of an open mouth going on, but not like insanely jarring or anything like that. I'm also going to add a shadow under the bottom part of the mouth. The reason that I'm adding this shadow right here is because we're talking about like if you have lips that are very thick, there's going to be a harsher shadow. If you have lips that are very thin, you're not going to have much of a shadow under there. So it's really important when you're drawing lips that you add some kind of something to define them, whether it's changing the color of the actual lip itself or adding some kind of like shadow to the underneath of the lip and the top. There also is, like a lot of people forget, but there's also a lot of shadow right here and in the corners of the mouth, depending on like what expression you're making and stuff. I love this song. It makes me want to PvP in Arcade, but I can't. Oh yeah, okay, we gotta go back to that song. Dang it, I like this song too. We're changing it anyways. Okay. I can always come back to my playlist. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we're just gonna add that shadow and then we're also gonna come down here Ooh, this already sounds good.
Okay.
Can't get lost, 'cause I can navigate by stars. I can build you a lean-to, keep you warm and dry till dawn. What's the cost? Trying to find out who we are. Maybe we didn't mean to.
So the reason that I'm adding this shadow right here in this like part of the face right here is because your face, if we took it and like we put a like let's just take an outline of the general shape of the face, right? So we're gonna have like this big like skull thing, right? This is a really bad example, but you have the main skull, right? And then you have these pieces that will kind of come out, right? So this is like the most front part of the face right here. And then you have these pieces that come out right here. And then they go further back this way. So like usually what happens is this right here is all shaded right here because it's actually like indenting into the face right here, right? It's like indenting and then it comes out. So this is like way higher out right here than the rest of the face. This too a little bit, but not that much. Like I don't know how to describe that better, but like, and then your eye sockets will have an indent on the inside of them right here. So if we were to follow that line of thought, then basically everybody, most everybody, has an indent like right here that comes up under and into the lip right here. And that's why like girls, depending on like what kind of a face shape they have, they'll tend to contour right in this area because some girls really want to define that like inner cheekbone right there. And so that's why it's like really important to, a lot of beginners don't realize that you should like connect the shadow up to the underneath of the lid. And it just, if you don't add shading, then basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up having a lot of anime characters who tend to look alike, and there's nothing technically wrong with that. That's just if that's really what you want. But if you're somebody who's like trying to really learn and want to step outside of the box and want to make your paintings more realistic, then you have to like have some kind of understanding of the human body, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort. You just have to like, you can even take pictures of yourself in the mirror like from different angles and like just notice different things of like how your face like the way that it naturally works and stuff. So like you don't have to like have some like huge degree. You can just look up people's different face shapes online. You can take pictures of yourself in the mirror. Yeah, you can give yourself anatomy courses. Yeah, you can take anatomy courses. The other thing is you can read an anatomy book. You can literally Google like different anatomy. Like you can learn about muscles if you really want to. You don't have to learn about the muscles if you're trying to draw somebody, but I guarantee you somebody who understands the way that muscles work are going to have a better understanding of how to draw the human body than someone who doesn't. And they'll have an easier time getting better because they are actually paying attention to how muscles like move when you're like doing certain things. Like if you're like, you know, stringing up a bow and arrow, like you're not gonna hold it like, you know, up to your face and stuff. You're gonna like, they'll notice the difference between like somebody who's like actually, you know, trying to like draw a string and an arrow. Like, so it depends on what you're trying to learn and what you're willing to do basically to get better. I can't stress that enough. I say it all the time in every stream and I won't ever stop, honestly. I know some of you are probably like sick of hearing it. Cheers! The outline could be a DLC mask?
Yeah, no, I had a...
DLC mask?
I had both of those.
Whoa, that's loud. It was a good pick, thank you, McNutter Huge! I always like new music. I get happy when people send me like different stuff.
face, you say, baby, I'm hurting. You say I'm your weakness, but you is just greedy. You wanna be free, but
Cheers.
you wanna complete me. I should've listened to my intuition. Right from the start, it seemed like you were tripping. Your eyes are empty, like you found my heart. Now we are here again, back again at the start.
Don't look at my cake.
I will not walk away.
He's looking at it. Make him stop.
Compromise, you find I'm here to stay. 'Cause I'm a fighter, a tiger. See me walk through fire. Try chain me up, but I'll burst through all the fire. Set me on fire, watch them conspire. I will defy you, I'll set them on fire. 'Cause I'm a fighter, a tiger. See me walk through fire. Try chain me up, but I'll burst through all the fire. Set me on fire, watch you conspire. I will defy you, I'll set you on fire.
I thought that said something else. I thought that said. Never mind, I'm not gonna spell what I thought that said.
Myself like a victim, but I'll never let myself lose position. I wanna work you deep into my system. Somehow I know it will not come to fruition. Now here's my secret and don't you forget it. My heart is empty the way that I kept it. There's no point in telling me that they won't listen. I know that they want to keep me in their prison.
I'm so glad you guys know because I feel really terrible for thinking that.
I will not compromise. You'll find I'm here to stay. 'Cause I'm a fighter, a tiger. See me walk through fire. Try chain me up, but I'll burst through all the fire. Set me on fire, watch them conspire. I will defy you, I'll set them on fire. 'Cause I'm a fighter, a tiger. See me walk through fire. Try chain me up, but I'll burst through all the fire. Set me on fire, watch you conspire. I will defy you, I'll set you on fire.
I like this song. Thanks for going to PvP. I miss Arcade. I miss being able to teleport around and be untouchable. Like the untouchable healer. Nobody could kill me. It took them forever to get me. Okay, so let's just take this and kind of compare what progress we have so far from the old one. Let me hide my camera so you can kind of compare. But basically one of the things that we're already, like, just right off the bat that I'm noticing is the mouth is more open here, and this was a gift, okay? Like, I'm not gonna give you my chocolate cake, but that's food, like, and you have more than enough. I'm about to murder somebody. What? Can I have a bite? Don't drop your headset. It would be a shame if you had to replace it. No, give it. I'm not gonna give you my chocolate cake. I didn't buy it. It's for me. BRB.
Yes sir, no sir, not for me. I'd rather spend it all
Without dropping rice. So I'm gonna actually stop the stream, but thanks you guys for hanging out. Have a good night.